हेलो एवरीवन, आज हम फाइनली मेरे फेवरेट टॉपिक के ऊपर बात करने वाले हैं एंड दैट इज डेटिंग ऐप। जस्ट लाइक कोरोना वायरस के वेरिएंट्स, हमारे पास डेटिंग ऐप्स के लिए भी बहुत सारे वेरिएंट्स हैं। डेटिंग ऐप्स पे कुछ लोग टाइम पास के लिए आते हैं, या फिर ट्रू लव ढूंढने आते हैं, या फिर किसी का मर्डर करने आते हैं। वी नेवर नो। ये सब तो मेरे ओपिनियंस हो गए, बट लेट्स सी जनता को क्या कहना है इन डेटिंग ऐप्स के बारे में, उनका कैसा एक्सपीरियंस रहा है। भाई, यहाँ के टिंडर की लड़कियां 6 out of 10 want a man who is nothing less than 9 out of 10. Really? Men, on the other hand, 6 out of 10, swiping right on women who are 4 out of 10 in hope of sex. Girls are picky as fuck in India. ऐसे बोल रहे हो डेटिंग ऐप में जैसे सब्जियां खरीदने जा रहे हो। भाई, लॉन्ग टर्म कमिटमेंट और एनर्जी लगती है when you get to date someone or get into a relationship with someone. By saying that girls are picky, you are further reinforcing the idea that लड़कियों को settle down करना चाहिए और compromise करना चाहिए। picky होने का हक सिर्फ लड़कों को है। I do agree that लड़कियों के पास ज्यादा choice होती है क्योंकि लड़कियां तादाद में भी कम हैं, और थैंक्स टू फीमेल फीटिसाइड हमें चॉइसेस ज्यादा मिलती है। गीत फ्रॉम द मूवी जब वी मेट, उसको भी आई थिंक उसके पेरेंट्स फोर्स करते हैं टू मैरी अ गाय दैट शी डजंट वांट टू मैरी। आई फील लाइक मूवीज से हम बहुत कुछ सीखते हैं, और मोस्टली गलत चीजें ही सीखते हैं, मैंने जो देखा है अपनी लाइफ में, एंड दिस इज वन ऑफ दोज गलत चीजें। इफ यू सी दैट पर्सन जस्ट एज अ नंबर एंड ट्रीट देम लाइक एन ऑब्जेक्ट, और अगर उस इंसान को पता चल गया दैट यू रेट पीपल बेस्ड ऑन देयर लेवल ऑफ अट्रैक्टिवनेस and not on the basis of their personality and the fun, exciting things that can offer as a person, then भैया तुम्हें ना ही casual flings में मजा आएगा, ना ही serious relationships में, because तुम हमेशा नापते ही रह जाओगे हर चीज। Stock market है क्या? Also, Tinder has become like Facebook for many girls. Getting right swipes is like getting likes for your pics on FB. It is something to compare and brag about to your friends and boost your ego. Well, I feel like मैंने जब dating apps use किए थे ना, I saw a lot of guys admitting to the fact that whenever they feel they need some validation, they come on Tinder or Bumble or whatever on these dating apps to get validation. So I don't think it's just a gender related thing. Guys also do that. I feel like matches मिलना easy है, उन matches से एक अच्छा लड़का या एक अच्छा इंसान मिलना बहुत difficult है। So I think we should also keep that in mind. How will you give me a share? Hearing to which he was shell-shocked as if I had abused her asking for my own money. She replied saying, I thought this was a date. Aren't you supposed to pay on the date with a girl? Me, does this mean you called me to pay your bill? You're also independent enough to handle your own expenses, aren't you? Girl, this is so weird. Doesn't a date include all these expenses? Aren't you aware? If you really want me to share, so let me tell you, you go on and enjoy the night. I am leaving. This is so stupid of you to ask me for my money. Me, sure, if you think so, please go ahead. I haven't come here to pay your bills from my hard-earned money. She left and I enjoyed the night alone, listening to music and drinking beer. Enjoyed my own company. A memorable night indeed. I think this is what I would have done. Okay, I really appreciate the fact that he asked her up front, because I've seen a lot of people who expect their date to pay, and then when their date doesn't pay, they go around saying bad shit, crazy things about feminism and how there are double standards and things like that. Like, if you want someone to pay the bill, just ask them. There is a nice way of asking. If you can't do that, then I think you should brush up your communication skills, because it is indeed a skill, having difficult conversations. Another thing about dating is that maybe he liked her when he was chatting with her, and he liked her enough to ask her out on a date, and then she behaved this way. So you never know how the person is in real life. Just don't get into a relationship with someone you met online and never met in real life. Especially 13-year-old kids. Don't do that, please. Your type of girl is made for love, not for Tinder. I have heard this so many times. Like, वो वैसे टाइप की लड़की है, मतलब समझ रहे हो ना कैसे टाइप की लड़की है? नहीं समझ में आ रहा कैसे टाइप की लड़की है, बताओ, मतलब वर्ड्स यूज करो प्लीज। कैसे टाइप की लड़की है? आई डोंट गेट इट। उसके साथ मत घूमो, वो बिगड़ी हुई लड़की है। प्लीज गिव मी डेफिनेशन। बिगड़ी हुई का मतलब क्या होता है? उसके पास बॉयफ्रेंड है इसलिए वो बिगड़ी हुई लड़की है? बॉयफ्रेंड होने से बिगड़ जाता है कोई? मुझे आज पता चला, सॉरी आंटी। कि तुम जैसी लड़कियां फ्लर्टिंग के लिए नहीं, इश्क या मोहब्बत और व्हाटएवर के लिए बनी होती है, और मोहब्बत मेरी सेहत के लिए अच्छा नहीं है। बू। I don't, Riya does not approve of that dialogue. I mean, I don't like how we categorize human, like alpha male, sigma male, good girl, bad girl. movies like this, dialogues like this, or thinking this way reinforces the idea that girls who use Tinder or have a boyfriend or whatever is your idea of a bad girl is not worthy of love and being happy, because she chooses to do whatever the fuck she wants and not just simply sit down, nod her head, listen to her parents all the time. Listening to parents is good most of the time, and sometimes you need to make your own decisions in life to actually reach your full potential. I was talking to this guy for over a month. We went on one date and it was fun and I started liking him. He himself asked me if we should be meeting again and then just abruptly stopped talking. I mean, I need one man to prove me wrong when I say men are trash. I think ghosting सिर्फ लड़के नहीं करते, people of all the genders ghost. That does not necessarily make them trash, but it is still one of the worst experiences that one can have, getting ghosted. And I think we should try to not ghost as much as possible. Like, okay, if someone is being really creepy, then maybe ghosting is the right option. But if you're having a nice conversation with someone and all of a sudden you decide to stop talking to them because you did not want to have a difficult conversation and you can just get away with it like that in this day and age, I think that makes you an asshole. You should not do that. A person who gets ghosted often उनकी self esteem को बहुत ज़्यादा impact करता है, and they end up thinking what did they do wrong, even though most of the time I feel like उन्होंने कुछ wrong नहीं किया रहता है. It's the other person who just either got bored of it, had a lot of other options, and was not appreciative of the people who were talking to them. Telling them no in a kind, polite way and making them understand why you are not ready to be in a relationship or why you are not in it for the long haul. किसी को लटका के मत रखो यार. I've seen a lot of people who are just confused about the other person and then वो उस इंसान को लटका के रखते हैं for the longest time and it drives the other person anxious. Don't do that. If you are confused about liking them, just stop talking to them and tell them that you are confused. I met a girl on an online dating app and I quite liked her. She talked to me about her business along with other topics we discussed. We planned to meet for a date and strangely, she came there with her boyfriend. They tried to convince me to invest in their business during the entire meeting. When I complained that it was supposed to be a date, she clarified that she never liked me and it was a business meeting for her. I uninstalled my dating app that day. Damn. This is one of the most bizarre online dating experiences I've heard of. And weird, why would you use a dating app for business? Like, am I missing out on something, guys? Please let me know. Why did you stay in that date? Like, अगर उसके boyfriend को तुमने देख लिया कि वो लेके आ रही है, तो why did you just not bail? Like, ghost, I think in this situation, ghosting is appropriate. अभी Bumble ऐप पे मैंने देखा है कि फ्रेंड्स, डेटिंग और बिजनेस, ये 3 चीज़ों के ऑप्शंस है which you can use it for. I think that's a very good feature and kudos to Bumble for creating these features. Dating in a country like India, actually dating all over the world, but specifically in India, is very difficult because we grew up in the culture of arranged marriage and now अभी धीरे धीरे condition होना start हुआ है हमें कि we should also start dating and have our own choice and things like that. I think we should just talk to everyone with a grain of salt and let things flow naturally, not make any khayali pulao in our heads and think, oh ये ऐसा होगा, अच्छा इससे फुटबॉल की फोटो डाली तो he must be really liking Messi, things like that. And yeah, we should just try to learn about the other person naturally instead of assuming things about them, because that can come off as a shock and can be a turn off which you created in the first place. A lot of the times we should reflect inwards and see how our actions are affecting other people and how our mind is maybe making up things and expecting too much. How we can use this technology in a more human way instead of using it as a magazine catalog. I hope you know what I mean. If you want to know more about dating in India, then watch Ritvi's video.